Traffic congestion is a serious problem in the City of Vaughan, and it's not something that just came about. It came about with not the proper planning, strategic planning that the City of Vaughan deserved years ago. Anyways, we're playing catch up now. So one idea that I have, other than waiting for, getting firm provincial commitments with the subway extension or the 427 extension, a firm solution that I will give is to actually look at the studies and look at the traffic lights. The residents of Vaughan truly do need action now. We can't wait for the provincial funding for the long-awaited transit system. We have to look and explore options with traffic lights, getting the traffic moving, but at the same time, protecting our pedestrians as they're crossing. So looking at there's new technologies out there, investigating new technologies, and putting them forward, something that we're lacking. Thank you.
Under the Places to Go Act, the provincial legislation, 45% of intensification is going to be on the Highway 7 corridor. I would promote and give incentives for any mid-sized to high-rise development along those corridors that have direct access to the transit system or future transit system, and give developers, builders the opportunity to build around the hub where all the transit facilities will be located in the next 5 to 10 years. Gridlock in traffic is not going to go away overnight. It's an issue that's been ongoing for the last 10, 15 years. I've been involved for 30 years. It's got worse over the last few years. Unfortunately, the infrastructure is not in place. Future growth should go on the areas where the transit routes are accessible or direct access to those developments. Thanks.
Gridlock is a problem everywhere. So if anybody around here thinks that we have a magical wand that's going to make it go away, you're being fooled. It is, we in this community, we're a car-driven society. However, we need to put in place, solutions to a problem that will probably never be solved. No matter where you go, in any city in the country, in the world, there's a problem, there's gridlock. We have a plan in Vaughan, we have a plan in York Region. Our transit system is being improved across all the major corridors. We have fought hard to bring the subway to Vaughan. We are now going to be making sure that we also get the subway extension to Yonge Street. And if you look at one of my other plans, it's to begin today to bring the subway extension to Major Mackenzie, where the hospital will go one day soon.
Thank you, Joyce. John?
Yeah, gridlock is a major issue. It's not only traffic design, it's education of the people. A lot of people are not thinking logically. And one of the major issues is some of our major roads, we have advance in one direction. That causes a backlog in the opposite direction, which creates more of the gridlock.
Thank you. Traffic knows no municipal boundaries. York Region alone or the City of Vaughan alone cannot resolve this. We are part of the GTA, and it's a GTA issue, it's a provincial issue, it is a local issue as well. So we need to work together to come up with a number of solutions, one of which is obviously public transit. We are 30 to 40 years behind. To give you an example, most metropolitan areas such as ours has 600 to 800 kilometers of subway. Well, we have 10% of that. So we're way, way behind, and those are the issues that really needs to be tackled. And once you have a fast, convenient transit system, and then people will start using the system. That's one component. Building more roads, they're just going to get more occupied, but we do have to provide that system in order for people to move. The region is very well aware.
Thank you, Gino.
Yes, unfortunately, traffic gridlock is not going to be solved with one solution. It's been created because of the way we've grown, our sprawl-type development, and because we've delayed appropriate infrastructure investments. Those are road widenings, intersection improvements, and other traffic management ideas. A key improvement or key thing we need to do, obviously not thing, but what we need to do is have efficient public transit that's timely, affordable, and connects to other systems. This week I went to the GO station to canvass. I wonder if any regional councillors have been there lately. Because if they had, they'd realize we need more cars, more trains, more frequent service. The problem is we have regional councillors that seem disconnected from the trials of the general public. I'll lobby to get the GO service in the west of the city. I'll lobby to get the subway up Yonge. Both much needed infrastructure if we're going to continue to be an economic asset to the GTA and not discourage business with clogged roads. Thank you.
Mario, you have the mic. Traffic gridlock is a problem all over the world. But all over the world, they've all come up with with almost the same solutions. And one of the solutions that are not being used currently is a smart traffic system here. And I would support to implement a smart traffic system here. They use it in the United States and parts of Europe. It's been known to bring down emissions. It's known to lessen traffic by as much as 25%. And a few of the places in North America currently using a smart transportation system is in New Jersey as well as part of California. So with the widening of roads and other initiatives as well as transit, with the smart transportation system, that could mean a lot to the traffic gridlock.
Well, you heard the answer from at least a couple of your members of council right now. The problem's everywhere. They have no solutions. Problems everywhere, so we got to live with it too. That's not an answer. The answer is very simple. The answer is we have to tie our transportation capacity to subdivisions. When we build a subdivision, you can't build it without water or wastewater. Same thing has to occur with transit, public transit, and the roads that we design or redesign, they have to include an HOV lane, a couple of car lanes, a bike lane, and a safe walking lane. That's the answer to our transit problems. This is what has to happen.
Well, I agree with Mario and Richard that we need HOV, we need bike lanes, we need better planning, we need a smart transportation system. But first of all, before we do any of that, we've got a safety issue in our local communities with cars that are speeding through our neighborhoods, and there's many of our children are in danger of being killed. So what we have to do is start a campaign to stop at stop signs. People need to respect the rules of the road, and they need to respect our local communities. We have to get the 427 extended north so that cars that are going through Vaughan right now will go around Vaughan. And we can do little things in the meantime, like better timing of lights on the major roads, and we can build seamless public transportation to get people out of their cars and into public transportation. But before we can do any of those things, we need...
Thank you, Carrie, Mario. Thank you. The beauty of going near last is that everything that needs to be said has already been said, so it's great, but nevertheless, the point that have been made have been very valid, and one of the suggestions I was going to make in terms of commitment is this notion of smart road construction, which goes along with the comments that have been made earlier, that we tie the construction of the roads and the subdivisions with the new roads, particularly in areas where the links are missing. We have problems east-west and north-south, and as a consequence we have blockages all over. And so by extending Teston Road, Langstaff, 427, and the GO station and so on will help to deal with this. And it is a universal issue that will take us some time to solve. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, traffic congestions and pedestrian safety are critical concerns faced by all of us today. The traffic jams that us and our children and our seniors face going to and from school to work has grown much worse in the last 4 years. And extending Teston Road or any other road will not help because that's new growth. We're looking at our own communities right now. There's a municipal task force coming forward, and I hope that they will have some good recommendations that the future council will implement. But the other problem is the decisions that are made at York Region are different than the decisions that the engineering department would want at the City of Vaughan. York Region is interested in pushing traffic through no matter what. We are concerned about safety, our children, most important. And that needs to be addressed, and we have to tell York Region that's very
Mr. Craig.
that we do things straight.
The biggest problem being the gateway for Vaughan is that we're also, unfortunately, the entrance to Toronto. One of the biggest problems with our community is not the local traffic, it's the cross-region traffic. We're having a very big problem that the provincial government keeps pushing more density on us with places to grow. Unfortunately, with places to grow, there is no money that comes with that to improve roads considerably. We need to have a major road east and west in this city, in the northern part, to push traffic around our city and around our communities rather than through our communities. And we keep building new communities to the north of our existing communities, and all the traffic from these new communities bleed into our existing communities. We need to have proper road construction that will stop this.
We're going to go